is WTLC Saginaw with Steve Harvey in the morning.
Mornings can't get no better. It's the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
And simply the best R&B all day.
Y'all be jamming?
Listen live on your smartphone, in your car, at work, or live at KissWTLZ.com. We're Kiss 107.1.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen. I am your host for the next hour of conversation. Well, we got a great show for you today. We're going to have part two of the Kidpreneur. We're going to have some of our young kid entrepreneurs that are in the house on today. And so I'm excited about having them come in with us on today. But before we do that, you know how we start our day. We always start by talking about what's on my mind. And so today we got a number of things that I want to get into today. I'm going to talk about a few things, and then I'm going to give my opinion on those things. If you don't like it, then I guess, you can share your opinion however you'd like to do so. But before we get into the weeds on this evening, I want to give a shout out to my producer. What's going on, Matt? How you doing?
What up, Doe?
And what up, Doe? I'm doing well today. Okay, so just to give a real quick shout out on this coming Wednesday, October, I believe it's the 9th, there will be a Black Leadership Advisory Council at SVSU that will be managed and hosted by Vice President Dr. Mamie Thorns over at the Director of Inclusion for Saginaw Valley State University. And the individual that will be hosting the conference is my dear friend Karen Carter, who is the chair for Black Leadership. This is a council that has been put together by our great governor of the state of Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer. We call her Big Gretch from the love, a place of love. And so I'm excited about that council taking place. It is a council that was put together to deal with the removal of barriers in the community and dealing with the things that are so important to make sure that we provide equity in the spaces that are needed. And on that chair, once again, I said that Karen Carter serves as the chair. She is the president, I believe, of the largest business that Dow has. And she has been doing amazing things out there at Dow Chemical. All right, so we're going to get to the real on today. And that's a conversation that we've got to have. Saginaw politics are front and center today. And I did not want to have this conversation. However, I have to share the conversation. I want to give a shout out to the first person I see in the stream, Sharice Steele Phillips. Shout out to you out there. Certainly glad to see you in the stream. And all of the rest of you that are coming in. As you come in, let's like, tag, and share this conversation. You're tuned in to KISS WTLZ 107.1 FM, and this is Straight Talk. Linda Napier, good to see you too, my dear friend. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in Saginaw politics, and I got to have this conversation. I don't want to have the conversation, but it is important because it is a part of what is happening in the community and in the news. And that is, there was a recent story that was, both of the stories I'm going to talk about were stories that were put out by Terry Camp over at TV 12 News, who is a dear friend. He and my dear friend Katie O'Mara, formerly of TV5. He was sharing a story that was on the news regarding voter fraud, election fraud. And it included a dear friend of mine. And I'm hoping that things are not what they seem or what they're purported to be. But in the story was that there was some possible wrongdoing with some of the vote signatures. You got to go out, and in order for you to qualify, there's some qualifying signatures that are necessary that you got to get. You got to garner them. There's a number that you got to reach. You get those in, you turn them in, then they will, take a look at everything and make sure that everything is official. And then if everything is done, you've gotten your signatures and everything else that you needed to do. They vet that, and then they put you on the ballot, or can you become a candidate for the office that you are running for. Well, just this past week, it was written, or it was alleged, and I say allegedly, Monique Lamar Sylvia, a great dear friend, was is kind of caught in an investigation as it relates to voter fraud and falsification of signatures. This is something, she was not named alone, but also Eric Eggleston, if you all remember him from, I think it was, I can't remember the name of the thing, but downtown, where they were supposed to be doing some educating of kids in terms of what was happening. His name, and then also it noted that there was another candidate that was a part of what was going on. Yes, that is correct. YDC. Thank you so very much, Latoya Baker, for sharing that with me. YDC, Youth Development Corporation. And so I want to read through this, and then I'm going to give my opinion. I think that's kind of what this is about. And remember, this is all alleged. No one has been found guilty. But I do want to say that according to what has been reported, that there is video footage that does not bode well for either of the individuals that are spoken about in this particular thing. And so the Secretary of State, a division of the Secretary of State that I used to work for, so I had to give a phone call to see if I could connect with some people that I know down there from Qualified Voter File and Bureau of Elections. They are doing an investigation as it relates to the current situation. And so, this is not a good look. It is not a, I'm not sure what you're saying, Orlando Jones. A complete sentence when you write would make sense. I'm not understanding what you're saying. But those that you are tuning in, please let's like, tag, and share this conversation. As I said, this is not something that I want to talk about, but it is definitely something that impacts all of us here in the community. If you're a part of the Saginaw community and you are out here, the elections are just a few short weeks away. And to have, these things we talk about, voter fraud. One thing that I will say, I appreciate, because there's been so much conversation about voter fraud. People are voting this shit and this and that and the other. So I do want to salute the team that was able to uncover the alleged abuse of the voter box, for being able to. This is just another indication of that. Fraud is really not an issue as we begin to look toward this big election that's taking place in the month of November on Super Tuesday. Because there are people that are out there doing their job, and this is exactly what we're talking about. So we're going to continue to talk about this as we go a little bit further, but I want to throw out this next story, and then we're going to talk about the whole state of politics, if y'all don't mind, here in the city of Saginaw, or in Saginaw County, or however you want to look at it. So we'll talk to you about that, falsifying signatures. Video footage has been obtained. This is not a good look. But then there's another situation that is also out there. And for those of you who are tuning in, normally I will post your comments on the screen. I don't know what happened, but I do not have any control. And I feel kind of crazy because I don't like not having control over my social media stream. So my producer is going to have to sit here and post comments as he doesn't normally have to do it. But as we look at this, there's also another issue that is here. Saginaw City Council, there's a 2-year seat. There's a 2-year seat term drama going on. And we know, and I'll just be very to the point. There are 2 individuals that are running for this special seat. I guess it's a 2-year term seat. And that would be Carly Hammond. You know her name. She has been trying to get involved in the city of Saginaw politics for quite some time now. And then also Reggie Williams, who currently, I believe, is on the council. He is currently on the council. He initially decided not to run before deciding to mount a challenge for the 2-year seat against Carly Hammond. So the 2 candidates are involved here. I'm going to read this information, and then I'm going to share my particular opinion about what's going on. And if you care at all about what I think, I'm going to share it with you right now. But I want to read a story. This also, I told you there were two stories that were kind of in the mix of what we're going to talk about for a little bit before we get to our main show topic on today. And this is from an earlier story by Terry Camp as well, TV 12 News. He also broke the story. And it starts off with a quote from our Saginaw County Clerk, Vanessa Guerra, who I have some thoughts and some things that I'd like to say concerning her positioning in this as well. She is someone that I consider a friend. I really like, but I think that she's out of pocket on this one. But anyway, she says they simply ask why write-ins, and this is coming directly from that interview, why write-ins weren't on the list, and we explain historically they have never been on the list, says Saginaw County Clerk Vanessa Guerra, namely because they failed to meet the deadline to appear on the ballots, and they have not met the same standards that other candidates did in gathering petition signatures, says Chief Deputy Clerk Kyle Bostwick. But both have been bothered themselves about what they call disinformation about why writing candidates were not listed. That they were intentionally keeping these candidates out. Writing candidates, it's their responsibility to publicize their campaigns, says Bostwick. Williams, who I believe is Guerra's assistant, the chief deputy clerk or something of that nature. Williams is a current Saginaw councilman who decided not to run, but then changed his mind to mount a write-in challenge to the lone candidate running for Saginaw's 2-year term seat, as I said before, Carly Hammond. Hammond has been described as a protest leader, but has a high-profile supporter in County Clerk Vanessa Guerra, is I think how she pronounces it. And it says endorsed by Guerra. Hammond was endorsed by Guerra. And it says if not, and so my thought about this, and so this is what I want to say. My thoughts about this are this. And as I said, I consider Vanessa a friend. I think she's somebody I like her. I like her personality. I never had major issues with her or anything like that. But I do say here, and if this is, it's not, I don't believe that it's illegal. As she said, this is her First Amendment right. Yes, you do have a First Amendment right. However, I think that when we operate in certain offices, that it's important for us to do as much as we can to not give the appearance of a conflict of interest, even though there may not legally be a conflict. And so, Vanessa, I know that you have every right to endorse and do and speak and say whatever. But just as someone who lives in the county, I would just say that it does not appear, it is not good to the eye to have someone who's responsible for a particular process or part of the election process to be out there endorsing candidates. And so, I mean, you can do what you want to, but I think that it is in poor taste. I don't think that it looks well. I don't think that it's a good look. And as a matter of fact, it's quite bothering, especially because you find yourselves in situations like the one that you find yourself in now, where even though you may not have done anything wrong, and I don't think that you did in this particular situation, it just does not look good. That you are endorsing a candidate that is running for a seat, that a write-in candidate who has great familiarity in the community is also running from the seat, and then not being allowed to be on a seat. This boils down, if I'm not, if I'm correct, and I'm just going to throw this out there, and if I'm wrong, you guys can correct me later, and I'll say I'm sorry, and we'll correct the agenda or correct the record. But the League of Women Voters, I think that is held, and I know that Karen Lawrence Webster, I'm not sure if she's the lead of this. Each year they do a voter information forum, and they pull the names that are on the website as individuals who that's how they kind of vet who their individuals are that are able, the candidates that are able to participate. And I believe that because Williams was not on the website, whatever the reason is, whatever the situation, and so there became a back and forth. And so we still look at this situation. We look at this situation, and it gives the appearance that there could have been a slight, even though it may not have been the case. And even though historically, as you say, Ms. Guerra, that this is what you normally do. In this particular situation, because you are publicly endorsing a candidate, it gives the appearance that the other individual was not put on the roll because it looks sinister. And I say alleged and all this other stuff because it doesn't have a good look. And so for you and other folks who work in places where you're responsible for the sacred casting of individuals' votes, I think it's important that we be very careful on how we endorse. I know that there were some other situations that arose as well. So that's that. Okay. So dear friend Vanessa, please take it with a grain of salt. But I'm just saying it does not look well. And if someone was going to cry a foul or a foot or woof, this is a particular situation that you lend yourself to. The next thing that I want to say is I'm very confused. If Miss Hammond was going to, operate and run for a position in Saginaw County, I certainly could believe it. She's, I think it makes sense. She's from Frankenmuth. And I think it's interesting. When she first kind of popped up on the scene, I believe Miss Guerra was also endorsing her as she was running against Representative Amos O'Neill, who has spent his lifetime of community service here in the city of Saginaw. And I just don't understand what her real purpose is for wanting to be involved in city politics for the city of Saginaw. And I just say that I'm being very honest and open. I said before, if she was candidate and she was running and she stayed involved and she stayed and, continued to work for the people, I would, be full throated. I would give her my support. I told her that to her face. Well, since that, and she didn't win that initial seat, I think it was another city council seat, and then the state representative position, she disappeared and she went somewhere else, and now she's back. She's back, and I don't understand. What her I don't know what the term is. She's just kind of enamored with this thing about being, I guess maybe she thinks that she can run Saginaw City politics better than others. And I just want to say this: we have to be very careful in terms of who's going to be elected in these positions as we move forward. There's a lot that the city of Saginaw has at stake, and I don't really think that we have a lot of time. That's right, no filter, I'm no chasers. I'm going to tell you just exactly what I feel, and I don't have anything against Carla. I've sat down and talked with her a million times, and the things that I'm saying to you now on the radio are things that I would say to her in person if I have not already done so. Some of these things I've shared, but my thing is this: as we look at progress, the last thing that we need, I do not want the great city of Saginaw to give any reflection to the dramatic meetings and stalwarts that took place in our sister city in the city of Flint with what they had going on. So be very mindful of who you're voting for as you put people in office, both at the city council level, the commissioner level, all of these county positions, the city officials, all of these things, because we have some amazing things on the horizon. And there's a lot of people that just want to be in the mix, grandstand, not because they love the city of Saginaw. And I can say that I was born and raised in the city of Saginaw my entire life. There are opportunities that other school districts and communities have asked me to participate in things in their communities, and I've continually said no. My focus is on what take place in the city of Saginaw. I want to put the kids that are a part of the city of Saginaw first, because of so many times they've been overlooked. The efforts that I do, my church is in the city of Saginaw. Everything that I do, all the things that are important to me, born and raised on the south side of Saginaw, lived in Townhouse Village, lived in BV for a while, but then right back to the city of Saginaw. This is where I live. When I go places, I tell them I'm from Saginaw. I share with them how much I love my city. And I just want to say there's so much that we have riding on the horizon that is good. And what we do not need, I think that there always has to be someone who will challenge the system in a positive way to make sure that what happens and what we do is for the betterment and the best of our city. There's very few people out there that spend more time walking the city streets of Saginaw than I do. So I think that I have the right to say exactly what it is that I'm saying. There's a lot that is getting ready to happen in the city of Saginaw. There's a lot of things that we have that are important. We need people who will challenge the system. and be and work and not throw the baby out with the bathwater, so to speak. So we need folks who are willing to work with the process, be an answer to some of the issues, provide solutions for the things that are problematic, roll up their sleeves and do the work. Not people who are here to grandstand because they have a greater political desire or desire to be somewhere else and use this as a stepping stone. My city is too important to be considered a stepping stone, although we know that people who are politically inclined often do so. But the things that we have on our doorstep are very important and too important for us to allow people to come in, grandstand, make a name for themselves, be problematic in the process, cause people to run out of a community. Because I'll tell you, if everything that happens, and this is one of the reasons why Saginaw is years behind what took place in Bay City and some of the development, is because we had people that were against everything, against growth, against promotion. And the reality of the situation is that I have a great love and fondness of what this great community used to be. But I believe that we have to make some concessions to some things in order for growth to take place. I think that we have to challenge the systems and the powers that be, that as they grow in a very inclusive and equitable way. But we do not need people who are going to be detractors by their negative rhetoric, by their fueling and the batteries in their backs by outside politicians who have nothing or no stake or love for our city. So I said it, as we said, this is straight talk, no chaser, no filter. I'm not mad at anybody. I love my city and I love its people. No problem with the people that are here that I'm talking about on today, but I just want to be honest about what's going on. So when you take a look at who you're going to be voting for, look for those individuals who are able to really work together to put a strain, a professional strain, where we challenge systems, but we also are able to be amiable and work together to make great things happen. One of the other things I want to say as we're talking about this is that I want to ask the question, I see people are standing up and endorsing candidates. I want to make sure that as the election come out and the numbers come out, that we in fact are going to see the numbers and the tallies come in a more timely fashion. I always wonder why it takes so long for our community to get numbers back after voting. And so we want to make sure that we're doing everything that we can. We're focusing on the things that matter in this season, campaigning. And I even saw a picture, I think, that Ms. Hammond posted. I'm just bothered by that, because I think that some of our officials have to be above the fray and make sure that they don't give the appearance of evil. And so I saw a picture that she posted with our county clerk, Vanessa Gary, and I did not appreciate it. I don't think that it is. I thought it was in poor taste. So let's make sure that we're doing everything that we can. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, I'm going to get these kidpreneurs up here. We're going to lighten the mood, and we're going to talk about young people who are doing business. They are the leaders, the entrepreneurs, the individuals that have an mindset for growth moving forward in the city of Saginaw. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with more Straight Talk.
You're listening to Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on KISS 107.1.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Vice President Kamala Harris.
I get it. The cost of rent, groceries, and utilities is too high. So here's what we're going to do about it. We will lower housing costs by building more homes and crack down on landlords who are charging too much. We will lower your food and grocery bills by going after price gougers who are keeping the cost of everyday goods too high.
Kamala Harris's economic plan is focused on lowering costs for families, so you can keep more of your paycheck. That starts with the cost of housing. For first-time homebuyers, she's offering $25,000 in down payment assistance. To build wealth, her plan offers up to $50,000 in new startup tax deductions. This is exactly how we can build generational wealth and strengthen our community, so we can get the chance to do more than just get by, but to get ahead.
You work hard for your paycheck. You should get to keep more of it. As president, I'll make that my top priority. I'm Kamala Harris, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Harris for President.
I'm more resourceful than I thought.
My suit can still make an impression.
My video games are still game changers.
And my lamp can bring others a bright future.
Because when I donate my stuff to Goodwill,
it helps fund job placement and training for people right in my community.
Now my stuff gets a second chance.
And will give someone in my community
a second chance too.
Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. That's goodwill.org. This message brought to you by Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. Classes start October 16th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Well, I do now.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
An important message from President Barack Obama about the Michigan U.S. Senate race.
Michigan, this is Barack Obama. I want to talk with you about the Alyssa Slotkin I know. Alyssa is a true public servant who has dedicated her career to serving the American people, no matter who is in the White House. I saw that leadership and character up close. In the Situation Room, Alyssa delivered national security briefings on some of the toughest issues we were dealing with. That's why I sent Alyssa to negotiate on my behalf, because she understood when to compromise and when to stand firm. And it's why I nominated her to be an Assistant Secretary of Defense. Alyssa is the kind of leader we need. Tough, independent, and effective. She'll get the job done. And she will make you proud.
Join President Barack Obama in supporting Alyssa Slotkin for U.S. Senate.
I'm Alyssa Slotkin, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Slotkin for Michigan.
My fellow Americans, it's time to vote yes for a nicer, newer car. Commander in Relief, Ryan Wasik here from Bell Wasik GMC Buick, your only local Buick dealer and home of the lifetime warranty. I'm on a mission to make car buying affordable again. So if you've been dreaming of driving a nicer, newer car, cast aside your old ride and get up to $5,000 more than Kelley Blue Book value based on the price of the car you pick. As your dealer for the people, I want to help you drive a car you want and deserve, and get way more for your old ride in the process. That's why at Bell Wasik GMC Buick, we're all about affordability. My solution specialists work hard to help you find a car you love for a monthly payment you can afford. So cast aside your old ride and get up to $5,000 more than Kelley Blue Book value based on the price of the car you pick. But hurry, like elections, this deal won't last forever. I'm Ryan Wasik, your dealer for the people. See my all-American rides at RyanApproved.com. That's RyanApproved.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Vehicle purchase price determines actual discount.
Hey, it's Steve Harvey, y'all. Here's what happened on the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Would you rather go to a Trump rally or would you rather fly Spirit Airlines from LA to New York?
God, how long the rally?
Sit right there in the back of that Trump rally. You know, he puts you on that camera. Row.
Blacks for Trump.
Yes.
Man, I'm going to go and get on that Spirit Airline. In that middle seat, just suicidal. Kiss 107.1, simply the best R&B.
This is the KISS community page where you can find out about all of the great things that are going on in Saginaw, Bay City, and Midland. The NAACP Saginaw branch present their monthly meeting, co-hosted by Saginaw Alumni Chapter, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Their theme, The Power of the Woman, energizing the vote across generations. Their panelists include Kermit Diggs, Sherry Long, Angie Parker, London Williams, happening on October the 6th at Mount Olive Institutional Missionary Baptist Church, located at 1114 North 6th Avenue at 3 p.m. Keys of Hope presents A Wave of Light, Remembering Our Babies in Heaven Together, happening on October the 12th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Saginaw Township Soccer Complex, located at 3575 McCarty Road here in Saginaw. Free community remembrance event for families who have experienced pregnancy and infant loss and their friends and family. The McDowell Healing Arts Center presents Trick or Treat. Please come dressed in your spookiest costume and enjoy trick-or-treating through the McDowell Healing Arts Center. It's located at 3253 Congress Avenue on October the 18th from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Community organizers, please submit your events at least 2 weeks in advance to kisswtlz.com.
It's Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on Kiss 107.1.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with more of Straight Talk. I'm in the studio. As you notice, there's some beautiful faces on the other side of the screen with me. And I have with me once again, as I promised on last week, Miss Rhonda Alexia Webb. I got the name right once again. I've been practicing, y'all. Miss Webb is here, and she is an author, a businesswoman, an entrepreneur. And she also is a community activist. I don't think she ever thought she would hear that word, but she is making great things happen with the most precious individuals that are a part of our community, and that is working with our young people. She has an amazing program that's coming up, which is the 7th annual Kid Posium. The future is now. Innovation equals creativity plus STEM plus entrepreneurship. It is a full day of STEM and entrepreneurship. It's a conference for those individuals from 6th to 12th grades, but it is also for the entire family. Parents. We're trying to tap on the door of your heart and your entrepreneurial spirit. So we want you to come on out. Ms. Webb, welcome once again. Welcome back to Straight Talk.
Thank you. I am so excited to be here.
Okay, I want you to just come a little bit closer to that microphone. Yeah, okay. And I want you, once again, on last week, we began to lay the groundwork for this great conversation about entrepreneurship and young people who are doing great things. Yes. So let me know, who do we have in the studio with us on today?
I am so excited. We have Jamal Robbins, and Jamal is the owner of Junior's Collectibles.
And you got to look into that. Yeah, look right directly into the, look at him, Jamal. Let it smolder. Give him that smolder look. Hold on, let me take off my glasses. Look right there. Go ahead. Let them know who you are. All right. And Jamal, what exactly do you do? What is, you are a businessman. I know you because I see you at different places, and I try to make sure I come and patronize you. But let's talk about what is it that you do, Jamal?
I sell unstoppable t-shirts, hoodies, hats, a lot of different merchandise. It's basically to express how I want to inspire people, how other people should be inspiring people, how we should all be encouraging each other and letting people know that you're unstoppable, pushing through your fears, your struggles, reaching your goals, and just everything makes you unstoppable. So I put it on shirts and put it on merchandise, try to get the word out there.
So he has his own brand, his own line, Unstoppable. I was impressed. We've met a couple different times. I think the first time I met you was on the community block party that Cap did, and I came over and I started buying merchandise and give me water bottles and all of this other stuff. I'm gonna be unstoppable. But super articulate, well-mannered, poised young man. And you must be hitting 15, 16?
Yes, sir. I just turned 15.
All right, because I promise you, he's about 9 inches taller than the last time I saw him. So he's hitting that growth spurt. We also have another young lady, beautiful Miss De Los Santos, right? What's the first name again? Shelby De Los Santos. And what exactly do you do, Shelby?
I sell handmade slime and jewelry, and I started this business because I wanted to be able to make affordable and amazing, like, different types of colors.
You're creating fun for young people.
Yes.
So slime and jewelry, those are two things that go very well with many young kids in the world. So you did this because you wanted to create something that was both fun. How has the business been going for you?
Pretty good so far. I've had fun. I've made many new friends. I like just watching kids be happy and be able to play with my slime or feel pretty with their jewelry.
Okay, that is absolutely amazing. Jamal, why business? Why be an entrepreneur? I mean, there's so many other things you could be doing right now, but why business?
Well, it kind of all started when I went to my first Kids Room Now Kidposium. I believe it was the second annual with a lady from Detroit. She was selling candles.
Okay.
Yes. And that's where I really found my spark for being in the business world. Like, I never thought I was going to be a business owner. I saw my sister being a business owner. I was like, okay, that's cool for her, but I don't know if I really want to do it for real. And so I went there and I was just like, wow, they started making me brainstorm different things. And I was like, that Detroit girl could do it with the candles, and those candles smell awesome. I was like, man, I could do something.
So Kids Rule Now.
Yes.
It was where you found your spark. I always tell people that we just like the spark. So what was it about Kids Rule Now? Because that's what we're going to be talking about. Kidposium, Kids Rule Now. What was it about Kids Rule Now and your experience there that really lit a flame in you and said, you know what, I think I want to be an entrepreneur?
Well, it was, of course, Miss Rhonda. That's Rhonda. Her warm welcome, her smile, just everything, and how much she told me about the business world. People told me it would be easy, and business life is just so cool. But Miss Rhonda was like, it's not going to be easy. You're going to go through some challenges. You're going to get told no a couple of times, but just pushing through and just keep going with your business life. It'll turn out awesome.
So she's level set. She's like, no, let's get our expectations together. Yes, everyone wants to make $1 million. Let's start this. We're going to be rich. And then the reality sinks in.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Ms. Rhonda, as we talk about Kidposium, the future is now. We talked about some of the amazing people that you're going to have. Gabby Goodwin is going to be there with her mother, author, entrepreneur, public speaker. She is doing it all. What are some of the things that you would like to share with our community in terms of why they should get involved? Why should people really focus in on Kidposium?
The main reason why the Kidposium is so vital.
And I'm still getting used to the name Kidposium. I want to say Kidposium. Kidposium. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm going to get it. I'm working on it.
Well, as I talked about the last time I was here, it's all about exposure. When you give your youth the opportunity to be exposed to new, fresh ideas and how they can make a living for themselves using their own ideas, then you have overcome a great obstacle in their lives. Because as long as you have something that's tangible, that belongs to you, and that you have the opportunity to be able to generate revenue from your own ideas, then you'll always be in a position to make money.
Think about what she just said, all right? And I'm going to ask you guys, these young people, just to think about this. She just said, whenever you can position yourself in a way that you can make money from your own ideas, you'll never have to worry about where money's coming from.
Exactly. Right.
All you got to do is have another idea. What does that mean to you? The fact that something that you came up with, were these ideas that were sparked, that were sparked, and then you created them yourselves, or was this someone saying, maybe you should do this? How did your business come about, Ms. De Los Santos? I like saying her name, De Los Santos.
I first started a Kids Room Now Kidposium.
You started there as well?
Yes.
Okay.
And I was able to I was just going there for fun, getting to just do something fun and different. But once I met Miss Rhonda, it really made me understand that this could be something I could be doing for a while.
So you actually came to the Kidposium just kind of like, okay, I'm doing just to come to see what's going on. What are they talking about? And a spark was lit there. Mm-hmm. And you said, wait a minute, I can actually do this.
Yes.
The light bulb went off. What was it? What was the thing, if you can think about it or remember, what was the thing that lit the spark for you?
It'd probably have to be, sorry.
Take your time. There's only tens of thousands of people listening, but go ahead. No, I'm just joking. But it's probably what you heard. Was it the fact that you heard other young people talking about their experiences? Were there things that you saw? I'm like, wait a minute, I can do that. What was it that lit the spark for you?
I think it had to be when I seen other people doing it, and it made me realize, wait, I can do that too. That's just something I can do too, not just other people.
Anything you can do, I can do better, right? I can do anything better than you. All right, so I'm excited about this. What keeps you going? Okay, you had the spark, it was lit. Now, literally lit, and now you are still here next to Ms. Rhonda, next to Ms. De Los Santos, and you're excited about the 7th annual going on. Why do you keep coming back?
I mean, it's just like how we were talking about the ideas and everything. Like the fact that when I started this business, I was like, people are not going to like my stuff. That's my honest first thought was. I was like, man, people aren't going to like my stuff. They're going to be like, oh, what is this? And that's on my own nervousness and anxiety. And I was just, man, I've seen people, they're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And it's like this conversation starters. And I'm just like, wow, this is like everything that I hoped for when I started this. But I didn't believe in my own self. But, seeing it actually like manifesting the things that I started speaking, I was like, man.
So you saw someone else do something, and then you came up with your own brand. And then like we do, we always do negative self-talk.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to buy this. This is stupid. It's boring. It's not even, it's unstoppable. What does this mean? No one cares. And we do that to ourselves. And we talk ourselves out of taking the leap that, that fear has a way of crippling us that we don't take the leap. What was the thing that turned the tide where you say, you know what? I'm going to stop this craziness. I can do it. What was the thing, the little engine that got you thinking, I think I can.
It was my first sale. So I started everything off with
making money always does it. Go ahead.
Right. Okay, well, hear me out, right? So it was my first sale, and it was somewhere out off of like over on a different side of town. But point is, it was awesome. Like people were so nice and so friendly, and they were like, oh my gosh, you did such a good job. And the guy was like, I should hire you as my salesman at my dealership. And I was like, I don't know about that, but I was like,
I am my own business. Sorry.
Right. And I was just, people were like, you should keep going. And I just kept hearing that. They were like, keep doing this. Like, it's really inspiring. Keep going. And hearing that literally like all day for like 5 hours was just like,
it was enough.
It was
enough. So adults, those that are listening, when you speak life and positivity into the life of a young person, you never know what you're doing, and you're helping them to overcome hurdles that they will never be challenged with. Once again, just a few words of inspiration and strong encouragement. I want to ask, someone asked the question, do you sell jewelry or slime? Let's make it real clear. This is your sales pitch. Give me your elevator pitch. Go ahead.
I sell jewelry and slime.
Jewelry and slime.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what kind of jewelry do you sell?
I sell glass bead, clay bead, rubber bands, bracelets, necklaces, sometimes even lanyards as like a little special gift.
Okay.
And then I think that's about it for jewelry.
Let's talk about slime.
For slime, I sell mostly clay because that's the easiest and the non-messiest, and parents usually do not like when slime gets in their carpet. So I usually make clay, or I do make regular, jiggly sometimes, and fluffy.
Okay.
In a bunch of different colors and sparkles.
She said sparkles is my favorite already. I think every young girl that heard this like sparkles. I want sparkles. That is so cool. Okay. And what are the things that you sell once again? And tell us how we can get involved, or how can we patronize you?
So basically, I sell unstoppable merchandise. It comes in a distressed look, and it goes like right across the shirt.
I know I got one. I got two. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for supporting me, by the way.
Absolutely, anytime.
So I sell shirts, hoodies. Some say every scar has a story, and that really got to some people. Like maybe that they've dealt with cancer, or maybe dealing with it, or they think, man, I need to get to somebody else. So different things like that. Maybe the easiest way I could get reached is Facebook or Instagram, different sales, the Kymposium.
Okay. So you're gonna be featured at the Kymposium?
Yes.
Okay, are you going to have merchandise? Both of you guys going to have merchandise available at the Kymposium?
Yes.
Okay, so tables, so straight vendors all the way. We doing this thing.
Yes.
Y'all come out here and you patronize these young people, help them save some money. They need braces and new clothes and a new pair of shoes and product for the hair, all of this stuff. They're becoming teenagers, right? You guys don't need braces. You guys are absolutely beautiful. You smile. But come out and support these young people. Miss Rhonda, let's get back to you.
Okay.
Once again, what has been the response from the community? Or what? Let's not talk about the past. What would you like the response from the community to be?
I would love the response of the community to be responding to this interview and reaching out to Kids Rule Now through Facebook and buying tickets.
All right. So she's trying to sell these tickets, and I've already agreed to 10 tickets.
Yes.
And the price of the tickets are what? What are
right now? They're $2 for $35.
2 for $35.
And the link is all over my Facebook page.
Okay, that wasn't my price that I was paying, but I'm gonna stick to the original agreement because I want to make sure that we are investing in what you do. All right, so 2 for $35. If we can get some folks out there that are listening that may tune into this at another time. If you're on the radio, just let us know. Hey, I will sponsor 2 kids, 4 kids, 5 kids. Are you doing tables? How are you doing? Are they all individual tickets?
They're individual tickets,
Okay.
but what I'm really doing is asking parents to provide tickets for themselves and their youth.
Okay.
Because a portion of the Kidposium is actually for parents. So it's almost like a family conference.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about this family conference aspect, because there's somebody who may not have gotten last week's message. Let's share. Let's give them the overview how parents are essential to this whole conference.
Okay. When the Kidposium first began in 2016, it was always meant to be a family conference. That way I have individual speakers that are aligned specifically for the parents, and their breakout sessions are completely separate from the youth. So this year I have Julia Morris as the AM speaker for the parents. Rosalind Goodwin is the PM speaker for the parents. And then we have the AM STEM sessions led by Dante Davis in the morning for the youth. And then in the afternoon, I'm doing something I have never done before. The Kidposium entrepreneurship sessions are all led by these amazing youth. Actually, Jamal is the MC of the Kidposium. The MC. Shelby is leading a session on teaching how to create slime.
Okay.
And then we have 2 other young entrepreneurs who also have individual sessions. So they're taking over.
Wow.
The future is now, and we're not playing with that.
Hey, I said last week, I don't want to sing it again. I know y'all probably are begging, please sing, please sing. No, the children are not the future. The kids are now. Kids rule now. How can people give us that information on how they can get connected, how they can get involved? I'm asking some of those other entrepreneurs that are out there that are listening. Come on, y'all. Let's sponsor some kids, maybe some family members that want to do this. Let's put our money where our mouth is. One of the greatest investments with the greatest yield and return on your investment is when we invest in young people. How can they do this?
The easiest way is to reach out to me on Facebook or my website. Both of them are the same name, Kids Rule Now. Facebook, Kids Rule Now. Website is kidsrulenow.org. I am very easy to find, or my personal Facebook page, which is Rhonda Alexia Webb. But I'm so easy to find on Facebook or online.
And so if you are looking and you're watching via the social media stream, I'm giving you, I have a new computer and it does the coolest things about how it closes in and it moves around and does all these cool things. But take a look at the social media video that we're doing. We want to make sure that you have what you need to get involved. I want to make sure that we get some of these other young people in. So I'm going to ask Jamal and Miss De Los Santos. I always hear my mind ring. All right, if you guys would switch out seats and we'll bring some of these other young people in here. Miss Rhonda is really doing. I said, hey, let's get some of these young people here. And do you have a ton of vendors? How many vendors do you have that are young people that are really doing and selling?
That will be at the Kidposium?
Yes.
There will be approximately 8.
Okay.
Because there's really not a lot of room, and the entire focus of the Kidposium is not so much on the vendors.
Right.
So I keep the number of vendors relatively low.
And these are vendors that you've kind of helped to create and helped to put.
The majority of them are.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, so we're going to keep the spotlight on those that are birthed out of the project or the program. So that makes a lot of sense. All right. So now we're going to take a look. Are you all sisters? Black excellence. I'm loving it. Look at this. Look at the skin shining, looking good and just nice and chocolatey. I'm loving it. All right, ladies, what are your names?
My name is Savea.
They're like, oh my God, this man is crazy. All right, Savea.
And my name is Jasmine Robbins.
Savea, give your last name. Your parents out there like, girl, tell them your last name.
My name is Savea Jackson.
Savea Jackson and
Jasmine Robbins.
Jasmine Robbins. Ladies, I want to know what it is exactly that you all are doing. You guys are entrepreneurs. I've met Miss Jazz over here, Sweet Lips by Jazz. I saw what you were doing, but let's share a little bit about what you're doing for your business, Jazz.
So I sell our natural and organic lip gloss and body butter,
and all of them are all natural organic, so it's good for healthy skin. And
Who
they're
made
also
this? Who made
innocent.
this, Jazz?
I did.
You got your mama downstairs in the working in the back room, putting the stuff together, Jazz. You did this yourself.
Yes.
Why makeup, beauty, body butter, lip gloss? Your lip gloss is popping. Your lips are popping, okay?
So I decided to do like lip gloss and body butter and make them all natural and organic because a lot of the products, like store-bought products, have chemicals and ingredients that can like not be healthy for people's skin. So I decided to make mine all natural organic, and it has lots of benefits for the skin.
Okay. Man, okay. Yeah, I'm like the guy that was talking to Jamal. Like, you can come work. I need you to come work for me, okay? He's like, no, I'm a brand. I'm a business myself. So, how did you get bit by the entrepreneur bug?
So my sister, my older sister started a business. She sold lip gloss and teddy bear slippers and different things for like young people and teenagers. And she was my role model, so I decided I wanted to start a business too. And then I decided to sell lip gloss because I've loved wearing it since I was a little girl.
Okay, and so you make this like from start to finish, all of this lip gloss yourself?
Yes.
Cause you popping over there. I see you. I see you. I want to give you something. Whenever you go into a studio, whenever you're doing an interview, whether it's TV, find out where your cameras are. Okay. So your camera is here, and every now and then I want. You see how you're doing that right now? Every now and then I want you to just glance into that lens and connect with your audience that you're speaking to. Okay. So let's remember that for the rest of our remainder of our time together. Okay. So you sound amazing, but those are just small things that help you to connect. I even have to do it myself every now and then. Connect with your audience that's out there listening. All right, let's talk a little bit. What is it that you do? What is your brand? What is your concept, your idea? What you making?
Okay, so I am CEO of Exploring Bath.
Did y'all hear that? I am CEO. What is CEO? I'm just messing with you. Go ahead. You're CEO of
Exploring Bath Bombs, and I'm also an advocate for mental health. So I'm also an author. Also.
Okay, tell us about that. Come on, tell me.
Okay, so I'm an author of 4 books, and I also
Wait a minute, 4?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I wrote my first book when I was 8, and I published it on my 9th birthday, and then in 2020 I published 3 more books with me and my mom.
Wow. And what are the names of some of these books?
So the first one is Exploring Bath Bombs, and the second one is my other one is Exploring Bath Bomb takes on lips.
Come on, girl, get it right. You got 5 minutes of fame. No, I'm just joking. Take your time. I'm just
Exploring Bath Bomb takes on math and science.
Okay.
And then Exploring Bath Bombs, and it's with lip balms and my love for lip balms. And the one with math and science is about how math and science is incorporated inside of my business.
The chemistry of what you do.
Yes. So how I make the bath bombs and the math behind it and the science to the reaction that you get from the bath bomb.
I am absolutely amazed, Miss Rhonda. I see you over there like a proud mama. She's like, yeah. They doing it, yeah. I don't necessarily understand the chemistry, but she talking, ain't she? All right. So, what inspires you?
So, what really inspired me was just looking at the people that were older than me. I wouldn't call Miss Rhonda old, sorry, but
she's seasoned.
She just did.
Looking at Miss Rhonda and how she carried herself, and not only just that, just me being an iPad kid, I used to always be on YouTube and watch people making bath bombs or going into Lush. So that inspired me to do just that. But behind that, people were also making products with perfumes and all the bad stuff in it, but mine is all natural. So I based it around my own skin. So I have sensitive skin. So I based it around that.
Not only do you have sensitive skin, but you have absolutely gorgeous skin.
Thank you.
Sun-kissed. Jazz, I want to ask a question. What when you look at your life and you look at everything, what inspires you to really be the best entrepreneur that you can be? What are the things that keep you motivated?
Some of the things that keep me motivated is number one, people just telling me to keep going, don't let anything stop me, and I can do everything that I put my mind to. And also giving back to my community. I'm really big on that. I give out inspirational gift sets to different shelters and clubs and things like that. Basically, just inspiring people just to keep going, and you'll get through whatever you're going through and help them with depression and anxiety and self-esteem.
Wow. Miss Rhonda, I'm going to have to ask you a very important question. I need these young people to come and visit me on a more regular basis.
Absolutely.
As you guys are thinking about the products that you're doing, as you continue your growth strategies as a young entrepreneurs, I want to open up this place as a space. This is feel home. This is home. All right. So when you come up with something new, be like, hey, Mr. Bowen, I got something new I want to talk about. And make sure you come here, because I want to make sure that we celebrate everything that you young minds are doing, and that we are giving you a platform to share what you are doing, your stories, your successes, and all of those other things. Ms. Rana, really quickly, give us those last few details, our last appeal, because the event, tell us about the event, the time, the location, how you want them to get connected, and all those other things.
I will do that. Of course, it's the 7th annual Kids Real Now Kidposium. The future is now. And here's the future. You have been interviewing the future. And it takes place at Saginaw Valley State University, Saturday, October 12th. It's from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It is a family conference. So I'm encouraging parents, you're the one that have to make the move. Purchase the tickets, bring your youth, because again, it's all about exposure. Bring youth that you don't even think have an inkling of an idea about entrepreneurship. They're the perfect kids for us. Again, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Breakout sessions for the parents. Breakout sessions for the youth that are led by Saginaw STEM and these 4 entrepreneurs. So Gabby Goodwin from South Carolina, who is currently a 17-year-old entrepreneur who's been in business for 10 years.
Has she hit 7 figures yet? She's still in 6 figures?
Oh, I'm sure she's probably hit 7 figures by
Wow.
now, because she was 6 figures by 6th grade. She's been interviewed all over the country. Her products are in 50 states, 15 countries. And these are the kind of people that are brought here for our youth to inspire them. And as you've already heard, these young entrepreneurs really got motivated and inspired through their exposure at a Kids Real Now Kidposium. So that's why I'm really big on asking you to bring your youth out. You have no idea of what's inside of them that's just waiting on a spark.
When you speak to a young person's interest, you entertain their minds. Several of these young people have said that when they came, they just simply came just to be there because the mama or daddy brought them. But in the midst of the experience, the exposure, a spark was lit. And the idea is to light the spark. So I want to thank you, Miss Rhonda, for doing all of this work with Kidposium. It's taking place. It is going down 7th annual, Saturday, October 12th. That is this coming Saturday, y'all. There's not a long time. SVSU Curtis Hall, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. I am sponsoring. I need you all that are listening to sponsor. Say, hey, you know, Pastor Bowen, I want to sponsor. Get in touch with me. Send me a direct message. Get in touch with her and her contact information. But let's make that sure that we're supporting this event and these young people. I have told her this. So listen, I am a consummate entrepreneur. And I said, hey, I'll pledge my support and my work and whatever I can bring to the table as you move forward. I'm absolutely loving all of you all. Can I get the 2 of you all to come back as well? And you can just stand behind them. I want to get a good shot of everybody as we decide to leave. For those of you who are here on today, I certainly want to thank you for your time. Look at those beautiful faces over there. Saginaw, we're doing it. I don't care what anybody's saying. Like the Phoenix, Saginaw is rising. Thank you for your time and attention and continually tuning in to Straight Talk to make us your #1 listening show. All right. Take care of yourselves and each other. God bless you. Grace and peace.
You've been listening to Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen